I'm just getting ready for the day and I thought while I did that I would do a story time on the time I literally almost lost my job as a lawyer because of a TikTok that I posted. So basically what happened was I had just been admitted as a lawyer probably a few months prior, but I had worked at this firm as a paralegal and a graduate, so I'd been there for about 2 or 3 years, so I knew everyone really well. And I had the brilliant, and it truly was brilliant, idea to do like day in the life of a lawyer vlog on TikTok, which everybody does now. I was ahead of the curve. I go to work, I live the day in my life, I record it, and I post TikTok. I didn't think anything of it when I posted it, but it very quickly started getting a lot of views. I'm talking within a few hours. I remember it was at 150,000 views. The views increased, so did the hate comments. And all of the comments were so scathing of my day in the life vlog because it basically depicted me not doing any work. The issue with law, and I mean most jobs, but very much specifically law, is it is obviously such a high degree of confidentiality and professionalism that if you're going to do a day in the life vlog, you cannot show anything you're actually doing. So basically what the vlog, the TikTok entailed was me like getting up, getting dressed. I showed my outfit. I get the bus into the city. I think I showed myself like going up my elevator at my office. I think I showed a little bit of my keyboard, and then I vlogged my lunch break where I went shopping with a friend and I got a juice, and then vlogged like the littlest bit of work, and then vlogged me going home and like having dinner with my mum. So basically all of the comments were literally hate-filled, being like, this is what lawyers do, just take your money and do no hard work. Look at you, you're so entitled and privileged, you don't actually do any work, but like beyond scathing. Anyway, I kept deleting all of the comments that referred to where I worked, but I did leave the video up, which looking back, I should have just deleted it once the comments started getting a bit unhinged. But anyway, so I go to work, I think like 1 or 2 days later, and I was having a conversation with the office practice manager who's also like HR, and we were randomly talking about what my hair looks like blonde, and she's like, oh yeah, I was looking at your Instagram the other day and saw your hair, how it was blonde, and we were just talking about that. I was like, oh, why were you looking at my Instagram? I remember this so clearly. And she was like, and she goes, oh, the weirdest thing has happened. Someone has left a Google review on the law firm's Google. So when you Google this law firm's name, Google reviews come up straight away. And the Google reviewer, can't remember the exact words, but it basically said, would love to know what your standards are if you're hiring lawyers who don't work during the day. You should see what they post on TikTok, something like that. Now, because I was friends with her, she basically said, bury it. Don't own up to it. I'm not going to tell the partners that it was you. Delete it. Don't worry about it. We couldn't find who it was. A few months later in January, I was having my sort of beginning of the year coffee catch up with the partner, and we sit down, and he's a lawyer, right? He just stares at me and he goes, so when are you going to tell me about your TikTok? I don't remember what I said, but basically in between the time that the TikTok and all of the Google review had been posted and a few months later when the partner brought it up to me, the practice manager had left the firm. So because she didn't work there anymore, I threw her under the bus. I did. I was like, oh, well, X told me not to say anything. I was speaking to HR at the time. I didn't report it because that was the communication I received. That's what I was told. Obviously, I was stressed about it at the time and I didn't come forward with it. That's how I handled it, right? That's what happened, and I literally almost lost my job, and I feel like I learned such a valuable lesson from that whole experience. And then I never posted on TikTok again when I worked there, and I only started posting on TikTok when I went on maternity leave, and that's obviously why my TikTok is very much mum themed, because I just never wanted to risk it again and do anything while I was working there that could ever have that outcome again.